Alright, you guys have to know the drill by now. The Nintendo Switch came out and everyone who has a YouTube channel is legally required to do some kind of unboxing video, so I'm going to be doing the same. And let's just get right into it because you kind of know how these things work. There's really no need to prolong it or get into like excessive detail here. I can just kind of go along the way. Yeah, I've been a Nintendo fanboy my whole life. I own every one of their consoles. That includes the Virtual Boy. Yes, I am a sick man. I know this and accept it. But that's just how I roll. Nintendo always gives me my favorite games, and they always know how to make a system that's fun and unique. And that's what I really wanted to get out of this. Fun, unique, heavy. Man, this thing's heavy right out of the box. Okay. Let's get this out of the way and go look. The Nintendo Switch box itself. Can you see that on the overhead? That is a very nice little package. Very classy. Very classy. Big bold Nintendo like that. All the little demonstrations. They used to put all these screenshots of all the games you could get. You know, I would at least expect like something for Breath of the Wild, but I guess pretty much everyone is going to be having that game. So not a big shock there. So let me go ahead and pop this thing open. You know what's inside. Like, this is the part, like, everyone's done these unboxings already. There's no secret or surprise here. It's not like someone in the factory thought it'd be funny to put their old Lego collection in the box, you know? So, it's just a box. So, we can go ahead and open it up. Wait, what the... Okay, whatever it is you just saw, that was future me doing it in the editing. And I know future me, and he's kind of a prick. So I don't know what you just saw. Completely forget it. Haven't opened it yet. Haven't opened it yet. So, undo the tab, pull that down. Whew. It's like, well, it's like, God, this thing, the whole thing's just like unfolding on me here. Alright. Open up this way. Ooh. Now that looks nice. Joy-Cons right there, screen right there. I like anything that like has this kind of presentation to it. You know, you kind of get the feeling that they want you to think, ooh, like big, oof, right out of the box. Speaking of right out of the box, Joy-Cons. I'm so curious about these things. Hang on. I'll get them out of their little baggies first, and let's see. Okay, right out of the box, it's not a bad feel. They're a little boxy on the insides, and the back of my thumb kind of hits on the joystick here, but that does let me get my heel of the thumb over to it if I need to control it for camera, so that actually works. That alleviates one concern. I kind of worry about hitting it. Like, when it's in this mode, I kind of worry about hitting that one and, like, screwing with the camera or something in, like, mid-Zelda fight or something, but I don't feel too bad. Let's see. See, my big worry here was, like, using them individually, like this. But they don't feel... This one doesn't feel too bad. It's the left one. Yeah, shoulder buttons. It should be better because there's straps in there that should make that a little bit better. This is the one I was worried about, but... Okay, that's not as awkward as I thought it was going to be. Like, the Joy-Cons are very small to use as independent controllers, but I actually don't really think that's too bad of a problem. I don't think that's too much of a bad fit. Seems like I can still do pretty much everything. It's not terribly awkward. Okay, so I'm okay with these. I'm okay with these. It's gonna take a little bit of getting used to the thumbstick thing. That may be good. That may be bad. It depends on the gameplay. Which game, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna get the whole. This is weird because the screen itself is the console. So popping that thing out. It's actually pretty light, all things considered. It's big and heavy because of all the power cables and whatnot, so that's where you get some of it. I get the whole thing attached here, get the feel for this. It actually feels interesting. Like, I feel like I need some kind of grip underneath here, so I can imagine some kind of grip device or peripheral would come in handy, but it's actually not bad. It's actually better than I was fearing. It's nice that it does have all the buttons of a standard system, plus plenty of other buttons. Man, you got so many other buttons. Yeah, that actually doesn't feel good. That actually feels better. Like, if I go ahead and I brought the Wii U controller in for comparison. It's about the same size width-wise, but horizontally it's much thinner, but it still provides a little bit bigger screen, maybe about the same. The resolution's higher on it though, so that's a good thing. Yeah, but I can tell you right now, Switch actually quite a bit lighter than the Wii U controller, so that's actually a very good thing. So yeah, so far I'm happy with this. This actually is working out pretty good. Let's see everything else that's in here. Let's see. I believe this would be the cradle. Get everything out without wrecking everything. Yep. So cradle comes in this casing. It's really just a plastic box with the appropriate connectors inside. It doesn't look too bad though. See if we can see the whole unit connected there. And it's not bad. It's not bad. Like, it's definitely different, and that's what I want out of Nintendo. So that's actually not a bad thing. Actually, just interesting the way it just locks in like that. I like that. Okay, and there's little grooves on the inside. That was my worry. Is that there's actually grooves on the inside, so it avoids actual contact with the screen. That's a good thing. That was like my main point of concern when it comes to this device. So that's actually pretty good. So that's not gonna. I don't think that's going to scratch up the screen. I don't think that'll scratch up the screen once you're used to putting it on and off. So it looks like they kept that in mind. So that was good of them. Let's see, this is okay. There's a controller, or at least the connection points of the controller. So let me slide those out. Little buttons on the underside are actually to hold it in place. But I have Kamen Rider toys. They do that a lot. I'm used to that motion. All right, so switch onto the Joy-Con cradle. Everything locked in place, and okay. Right off the bat, that feels a lot better. Like this actually, my thumb is avoiding the thumbstick now. I still have full access to all these buttons. Everything works fine, and that gives me the grip that I'm looking for. It's a very light controller. For how much the Joy-Cons do, I'm actually kind of surprised the controller is as light as it is. So that's actually to Nintendo's benefit. This shouldn't be too bad to hold on to for a long time. I'm just now realizing that even in an unboxing video, I'm still formulating this like a review. It's like, because everything I do has to be a review in some way. I'm a very judgmental person. Not really, but alright. Click back in. Little clicky noises. I like clicky noises. Alright, so I think that's the bulk of just like the major stuff. Yeah. Okay, that's one of the connectors. There's the other. So those are the extenders. Let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and whip one of these out. We'll see. Which side is it? The plus side. I need the minus side. Go ahead and do it with the player one. See, this alleviates some of the control issues here. Or at least the comfort issues. Come on. You have the right one, right? I think I have the right one. Or is it plus to minus, plus minus? I don't know how these things work. I'm new at this! I haven't owned it before. I just want to see how it feels, you know? Nope. Had it before. Just didn't put it in right. This is riveting. This is absolutely riveting and engaging. Okay, so... Okay, for starters, the buttons feel a lot better doing it this way. I hope when I'm using it like this shoulder button is not appropriate, because that gets, when I'm holding onto the controller, like my tendency is to push into it like that, and I'm hitting that button a lot. So hopefully the games that use the controller like this don't require that button for anything, because that'd be really bad. But that doesn't feel too bad. That actually feels pretty controllable, and yeah. You have the other one-handed method, which actually works too. Yeah. Yeah, so you get one button, two button, and then the trigger, so that actually could come in handy. I'm looking forward, again, the things Nintendo does is for options, and that's the one thing I look for out of Nintendo systems is uniqueness, games that couldn't exist in any other format, and that's certainly what they're going for with this thing. Alright. Man, that's really rough to slide on and off. I hope I'm just doing it wrong and there's a better way to handle that. but I think that's about all the actual components. Everything else, manual, cable, power block. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. So, yeah, I'm thoroughly looking forward to breaking this thing out and actually getting some gameplay on. So, I guess it's just up to a place to go put it away and where it's going to sit for ever and ever. And I've already got a place picked out, too. It's gonna be nice once it's got games. Again, future me. Prick. Now, of course I've got a game for this. Like, why would you buy a new console and not get a game? So, of course, I bought the game you buy when you get the Nintendo Switch. It is Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which everyone's going nuts for. Everyone's been giving perfect scores to. Ooh, it's so pretty. Isn't it so pretty? It's a little bit smaller than your typical game case. And that's not the only thing that's smaller. Here, let me get this open as quick as I can. The one thing not improved is the cellophane wrapping. It is so hard to get off. You would think they'd find some better way of wrapping this stuff up by now. Alright, so there's one point of discussion that's been everywhere. I'm not going to partake in it, but there's a few other points to it for me. For starters, here's the casing. We open it up and, fairly normal. Smaller than a DVD case, but there. That little black thing. Let's go to the overhead here. It's better. That little tiny black square. That's the game cartridge. I love that Nintendo, by the way, was the last company to abandon cartridges, and then the first one to pick them up again when they started to hold more capacity than discs and Blu-rays. Kind of awesome that way. But yeah, that's all there is to this game. Like, this massive game is in this tiny little thing that's smaller than a USB, or smaller than a USB, it's smaller than a SD card. And apparently has a flavor additive to the plastic that makes it extremely bitter so kids don't end up swallowing it or anything. I'm not going to test that. I'm going to assume everyone is not lying and it is there. I think the bigger point of contention is that is a really big box for such a tiny card, and I've seen a lot of discussion about why that is. Well, for starters, it still has to be big enough to look really nice on the shelves. You still want it to actually have that eye-popping art and have room for the screenshots on the back, especially with all the room for legal info. You also need it to have presence on the shelves and actually be eye-catching, and you need enough surface area for that. You also don't want to confuse it with the 3DS games that are still on the shelves. And more than that, the bigger it is, the harder it is to shoplift. So, like, if it was really appropriate, if it was the size of that tiny little black disc, just a little bit larger than that, then it's so easy to pocket. But I think the bigger thing is just psychologically, it's hard to say $60 for that tiny little chip. So when you package it real all nice and on the store shelves, it looks bigger than it actually is. It's less psychologically screwy that you're actually spending that much on something so tiny. It's the reason that, overall the value of those gigantic SD cards they sell is better. They hold more capacity for less money ultimately, but at the same time, they're the least popular because it's such a tiny thing that you spend a lot of money on. And that's the same thing with this. This gives you the illusion that it's a little bit more than it is. And of course, the game is huge. I mean, the storage capacity on these things is really, really good. So, it is more than it looks like. But that's my Nintendo Switch. I am so excited to get to play this. I mean, if I can load it into the dock properly. Because I think there's a few connections and things that have to be hooked in before it's completely in there. Yeah, that's nice. Again, it's Nintendo, it's different, and that's what I want out of my video games. I get to go play now. I've been holding off for a long time now because I had this video to shoot. And I got this muckery with the overhead thing going on. I don't even know why I think I do these weird things, but I get to go play now. You go too. If you got your Switch, go play. Why are you watching this? Go play. Have fun.